Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to Bailey's and Tea Saturday, where we create a project together using anything that you have in your craft stash, and I show you examples of how to use it. So today, I am not live with you. As I mentioned last week, I'm attending an online conference with Stampin' called On Tour. And so I'm not live with you, but I'm in my pajamas. I've got my Bailey's and tea, and I'm ready to go. But I'm going to show you a quick card first, and it's only one. I only had time to prepare one, but I will have extra samples for you on my page next week, and as I create more with them. So this set is one that is retiring, so I dug it out of my stash and I haven't even used it yet. Oh my goodness. So I will be creating a lot of cards with it because I want to use it and it's fun. So I will switch you around to my desktop and I will show you some cards. Okay, so we've got In Bloom and the Pierced Bloom dies. Now these do work together, but you can definitely work the dies independently. There's nice and stitched, there's leaves, there's a ton of flowers, there's some centers for the flowers, lots of goodies in here. So, and then there's a tag that you can use for your sentiment. So these can definitely work independently. I didn't look to see if they were still available or the cost of them. I apologize. I can post it in the description though. So those are fun, and then it's got this great stamp set that goes with it as well. So we're using both this morning in our card, and I'm also bringing in, I think this is already, no, it's gonna leave, sorry, the ephemera pack that goes with the oh, what does this go with? Artistically inked, I think. This fun thing, I'm just using the sequins out of this one. I tried to put some of the gold elements in there and they just didn't work for me, but I love these little sequins, so I've used those out of this ephemera pack because this will be retiring as well and I need to use things. All right, so I'll bring in the card and show you. Oh, and I'm also using the paper lattice pieces, so these here, I just about forgot about those. So I've done a lot of the prep work ahead of time, but here's the card that we're going to create. Pretty, eh? Put some love in the comments. Tell me if you love it. Some hearts, some thumbs up, all that good stuff. So we're going to start with a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and it's the thick white. We've got a piece of petal pink. I'll just show you the back side because I've already stamped the other side. Piece of petal pink with a circle from the circle dies cut out of the middle. We've got a paper lattice piece, and you could cut it down to fit your circle because it's just giving you a layering piece in the back, but then you're just going to have this little piece. So if you think you can use that somewhere else, definitely cut it down. I'm just going to use the whole one to try and use them up. And then we've got a bunch of flowers. So I've just picked some random dies out of here, picked this flower and this flower here, and cut out a couple flowers. And like, don't you love that stitching detail? Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I absolutely love it. So I've got these in petal pink and these are in So Saffron. This card just screams spring to me. I've also die cut the bow that, whoops, that comes in here. So it's right here. The bow in the petal pink as well. I've got some leaves in Pear Pizzazz, and there's a few different leaves. I use this one right here, but there's a big fat one, there's two little ones, and then there's some sprigs as well. So you choose which one you like. And then I've got the flower centers. So I've chosen the large one, so this one here, it kind of looks like Easter eggs as well, and then the little one here is going to go on the little flower. So those are the centers that I've done in basic white. And then I've cut a tag from the tag die here, and everything has the stitched detail on it except for this little flower right here is the only one, and of course the bow and the stem for the flowers are the only thing that are not stitched in this set. So I've got that there, and then we'll bring in a greeting out of the stamp set. You are amazing, and stamp the middle. So let's go ahead and put this together. So what I did on the back side of my, or no, sorry, we'll stamp first because I've already stamped mine. So out of the stamp set, I used this leaf right here and this little flower. And what I did was in the petal pink, I just went around and I stamped a few flowers, and I stamped, stamped a few leaves and then stamped the flower. And so that created sort of a border for where I'm gonna put my other stitched die cuts. And it just created a nice look to it. So I've done that. Obviously I've pre-cut my circle die. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put this paper lattice on the back. So like I said before, if you want to cut it down, you're basically going to cut it at and leave yourself, say, 2.5. That'll cover your circle, but I'm just going to put the whole one down because these are retiring and I don't need them hanging around. Okay, so we've got that on the back. I'll just put it on the white so you can see it a bit better. Gorgeous, eh? Just creates that extra little element, I think. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab some dimensionals and we're going to layer up our flowers. So I used a large one on the big flowers and a smaller one on the little. Oops, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I need to put my leaves down. Sorry guys, it's been a long work week. My brain's kind of frazzled today. So we'll go ahead and we'll just put glue dots on the end of these and get them ready to place down. This is a good trick with your glue dots, is to just unroll them and then just pre-stick down everything that you need, and then I just tear off the strip and then I can go ahead and place those wherever I want. So it's a good little trick for pre-doing everything, and then you can just pull it off. When I'm doing classes and stuff like that, it comes in very handy that everything's just on a roll. People just grab what they need and you're good to go. So you want to be cautious of how much you have hanging over, that it's not going to be interfering with the going inside the envelope or anything like that. So I just kind of place it on top and then kind of adjust to where I've got going on there. And I'll just leave it actually sitting on top of my white staged so that I can see what's going on. So I'm going to put that flower there, and I'm going to grab a mini and put that flower here, just tucked under that one, and you can place them wherever you want. It's your card. I just love how easy and already sort of decorated these stitched flowers are. I don't know how I haven't used this set yet. I think it's been sitting there a while, you guys, to be honest. And I just no time to play with it. But it's not gonna leave. I know it's retiring, but it's not leaving my craft room just yet, because now I've discovered it and how wonderful it is that I need to keep it. I have a hard time of letting go of things that retire. If you've seen my craft room reveal after I did my redecoration, you'll see that I hang on to quite a lot of things. So I'm just putting these flower centers in with a little bit of Tombow. Make sure that those are stuck down. I'll hold it up so you can see. Pretty, eh? All right, and then we'll grab a glue dot. Oh no, I glued this on with glue, sorry. I think the glue dot was a little too large for that little middle section of the bow. So I'm just gonna take the bow and I'm gonna put it right there. Just hold it for a moment. All right, and then we're gonna take our sentiment and we're going to stamp the "You Are Amazing" in Pear Pizzazz is the color that I used to match my leaves that I had on the card front. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the back, and then we're going to kind of nestle it into the middle. Under the flowers. So I know I'm not live with you to chat, but you can definitely tell me what you're up to today. How is the weather where you are? And I need to move this just a little bit. What's going on this Saturday in your lives? Like I say, I'll be doing that training today, and then I'll create more cards with this set to share with you this week. And that's about it. Till be tidy up and get ready for the work week, because I've been a busy girl this week. I've had no time for anything. It's insane. So I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool, and I'm gonna grab some of these sequins, and I'm gonna put one in the bow middle, one in the little flower centers, oops, doesn't want to stick. I think I got too much putty here on the end. Let's start that again. There we go. I think I had it tightened and so it was still squishing out. That's better. Okay, so we've got some sequins down. Pretty, eh? And then we're gonna go ahead, oops, I've got a little bit of glue, I think, oozing through. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna apply some dimensionals to the back. Oh, there. I was like, where did my dimensionals go? So I'm just gonna use, I've used all my dimensionals, so I'm gonna use the edges because those come in very handy. I'm just gonna cut that off and I'm gonna use that whole strip. And this is just gonna give you some elevation for the lattice, just sort of, you know, create some interest. It'll pop it up and create some depth in that middle section. I'm not sure what's on the bottom of these ones here. They look kind of tinted. And we'll put one right there, and I'll just trim off this little edge. All right, so we'll pull the backing and then we'll attach that to our card front. And then I've got a quick Easter card I'll show you, because it's so pretty, and you may be creating your Easter cards this week if you haven't done it already. This one also could be a great Easter card. Eastery spring card. You just change the sentiment and you're ready to go. So we'll place that down, give everything a good press and stick, and we have our beautiful card. Isn't that fun? You put in the comments. I will read the comments later if you loved it. If you're going to create one, let me know that too. And then I've got a really cute Easter card. So this is using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. So if you've got a bunch to use up, use that up because it's retiring and we got new pretty stuff coming. And then that's the bunny from the Easter Friends, just sort of watercolored with a basic gray watercolor pencil and my blender brush, or sorry, my blender pen. And then these little flowers are cut out of scraps of the New Horizon Designer Series paper. So they've got like the texture of flowers. I love it. So I just used up my scraps and then I've just added some little pearls to those. And same with the greenery. I've cut that out of a piece of that same Designer Series paper from the New Horizon to give it some modeling effect and just create some interest. And then it's just a simple tag cutout, out of my little scrap basket that I stamped Happy Easter on. And I think it's really simple and cute and a great way to use up all your little bits and pieces. I know we always have those cut-offs that we don't know what to do with, and then you save them in a bag and they sit there for the next 10 years and you don't use them. So that is a great way to die cut out little elements and keep them in a little bag. Or I have a little basket with little like all the plastic bags that the elements of some things, like these, like all of our embellishments arrive in and stuff like that from Stampin' Up. I save these and I reuse them, and then I put all these little bits in them, and then I have a little basket that I go to when I'm creating and pull out all these little elements, and sometimes my card is created out of that basket. So It's a great way to use up your scraps of designer series paper when you don't know what to do with them and you don't want to throw them away, because, you know, we don't want to waste anything. Not a single strip. So those are my two cards for you today. Obviously we made this one together, but if you haven't created your Easter card, here are some cute little ideas for you to use and create those this week, because Easter is coming. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I will see you this week in my posts and with some extra cards featuring that In Bloom stamp set. So if you're thinking about it and you like the look of it, it's Pierced Blooms dies, and then the In Bloom stamp set goes with it. But these definitely you guys can work by themselves and will be a great addition to any project that you do and your craft room. So go on into my store and have a look for that. Shop with me and see what you find. All right, I will see you soon. Take care. Paper hugs.